From our studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee. Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, coming to you from our studios right here at Arnold's Park Amusement Park. I have here with me today, I have Darren Butcher, who's the administrator, and Terri Hunt, who's the director of nursing at Accura Healthcare of Milford. And guys, thank you for coming in. It was heartwarming to see an announcement you had last week about being able to open up to the point of being able to have visitation for your residents again. And that had to have been a huge, not only from families, but for you guys as well. Oh, thank goodness we're here.
Right.
Yes, thank you for having us. Yes. It's been since last spring, basically, for the most part, that some people have seen their wives or husbands, or people have seen their parents. So as in the last few weeks, our positivity rate in the county has come down, and we've been able to open up for visitation. And
as we were getting ready to go here and sitting down, and I just kept saying, I can't even fathom. I mean, the care of for elderly without a pandemic out there is a stressful, and you worry about them being well taken care of and so forth. When this hit last March, I can't even begin to even imagine what had been going through your minds of, we knew nothing. We knew nothing about this thing, and we kept getting information daily, and maybe this, and no, that's not true. How about this? Well, that might be. And getting information was so slow. For those of you taking care of people, had to have been hair-raising, to say the least.
Oh, it sure was. It was the unexpected for everybody.
Yeah.
The fear of the unknown, and the families putting their loved ones in our hands because visiting was prohibited at that time also.
Yes.
So it's been a long year for the residents, the staff, and the families.
Now, to say the least, and I mean, thank goodness we have you guys here to give them the care that they've gotten. But it just amazes me of how much you've had to go through to take care of them. And we're families of residents pretty understanding that that this is what we have to do. We hate not being able to touch mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, but this is where we're at right now.
yes, definitely, families have been very supportive to their family members, the staff, Terri and I, doing a lot of nice things for us, showing us a lot of compassion. So, we were able to do a few outside visits last fall before it got cold, and hopefully when it warms up in here, it'll get even better. We can start doing more outside visits as well as inside visits.
Yeah, and we've had good news from the state. I just heard on the news, I think this morning, that for 2 whole days running, no new cases in the state of Iowa, or was it no deaths? No deaths. And the graph that Dickinson County, or Lakes Regional Healthcare, puts out every week, Dickinson County is certainly in a decline, and let's hope we can keep that statistic rolling too.
Yes, for a while, I mean months, it seemed like we were above 20%. I mean, it wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And recently we've vaccinated residents and tenants that chose to, and as well as staff that chose to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And we've gone through our second round.
How was the second round? I have two daughters who are nurses, and first one they were both like, that ain't so bad, and the second one they were both for 24 hours just kind of down and then popped right back up again. Were the second doses, have you seen that coming around too?
I would say so. A small percentage. I was one that kind of thought, oh, they're being overly dramatic, but I did not feel good the second day.
Yeah.
After, and then I felt perfectly fine.
Yeah, Terri Jo?
I was fine both times, just a little sore arm.
See, I think women are just tougher than us guys.
I think you're probably right.
Terri Jo, for you, the care for the residents and being the director of nursing and everything, how did that affect you when the thing hit and all of a sudden, you know, you couldn't have people coming in, and I'm sure you kind of count on you know, when their families can come in and give them that compassion, that love. That's a big part of nursing as well.
Oh, huge.
And all of a sudden that was taken away from you.
It was. I am very lucky to have the staff that I have, all departments, but the nurses and CNAs that get right in there with the residents, you know, they provided a lot of love and care, and when people couldn't see their loved ones, because it's very difficult on them. There's been a lot of tears shed, a lot of hands held, and
I'm sure tears shed on both sides by caregivers and then of course the residents too.
Yeah. And the families, you know, when they call to say, you know, how's mom today or dad, and you know, we can tell them, but yet it's really difficult. Our activity director has helped provide a lot of calls on the iPads between the families and the residents, and that, you know, that was at first what we were doing, and now we've expanded to be able to let them come in. And
I've said this more than once, but if there's a silver lining in the fact that something like this happened in this day and age when iPads, keeping businesses going through technology, the internet, and Zoom, and all these different things. If this had happened back in the 1980s, we'd have really had a mess on our hands.
Yeah, we sure would have.
Yeah, so if there's one silver lining, that may be one of them right there. So, okay, so moving forward now, for families and loved ones of your residents, what are the steps that are being taken? What do they have to do to come visit?
Well, first they have to make an appointment with us by calling us 712-338-4742.
Okay.
And it's limited to 2 people. They have to be 16 years age or older.
Okay.
And they're going to be screened when they come in for if they had any symptoms, their temperatures taken,
right.
And then they're going to follow up with them in 2 weeks to see if they developed any symptoms.
Yeah.
And they try to limit it to half an hour to 45 minutes because we do have a lot of visits, and staff have to be there to monitor,
right,
to let them in. So we're working on expanding the hours and doing it on weekends as well.
Yeah.
And we've done that as well. We just want everybody to be able to see their families again.
Yeah. Do you recommend that anybody, before, you know, maybe getting tested, even if you've been tested before, getting tested again for COVID, and certainly as more of us get the vaccination, that'll be a big help as well.
Yes. I you know, it's, if you want to get tested, that's totally up to you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And we have our own tests at the facility. We do point of care, and we test a lot of staff.
Yeah. Constant testing with staff, has it been that?
It depends on the county positivity rate as well.
Okay.
And so just once a week right now.
Well, that seems like plenty right there.
Since the beginning of September, it's been 2 times a week or once a week for all staff, sometimes residents.
Is it still the up the nostril with the old swab and brain? To check the brain, basically.
Yeah, we don't have to go quite as far because it's an antigen testing.
Oh, okay.
PCR, but yes.
Well, I know it's been a long road. Is there anything that you want to pass along to the public? And again, we're just so appreciative of the hard work, all the frontline workers, certainly including all of you and all those everywhere, to not only have had to care for others, but care for others' loved ones in a state like this.
I would just like to thank the families and the local businesses. They've sent pizza, candy, flowers on our Facebook page. People have donated stuff for the staff. Just unbelievable year for that. They just really appreciate what they've done for their family members, I'd say.
Just goes to show you, living in a smaller community, is a wonderful thing that people wanted to be able to do something, to give you assistance, to give other healthcare's assistance, to show appreciation, and just little things like that. I'm going to send a couple of pizzas over, some pastries or whatever, some flowers to brighten their day. And then that's when you're really appreciative in an area like this.
Exactly. And I think we both like to thank all the staff too for hanging in there with us and getting through these difficult times. So
that's when you find out the mettle of your staff, isn't it? I mean, my goodness.
We have excellent.
Yes, I would have to say our staff has done better than I could have imagined.
Yeah.
When it first started, and you're wearing the mask constantly all day, then you changed to N95 masks, and they're wearing eye protection and gowns.
Yeah. They had to learn a lot too, along as you had to learn. Staff had to, as information was trickling out, then being retracted and then trickling out, they had to learn, and almost like being on a physical yo-yo, mental yo-yo, as to what do they say was working today, and I bet it's just been tiring on them.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, so thank goodness for the staff that you have, and boy, when they give the all clear, everybody, when we're allowed to hug again, should go up and hug a healthcare worker.
Yes.
But until then, no hugging.
No hugging.
Well, I just appreciate you coming in. It's good news. And again, is there anything else you want to pass along at all? Just
Thanks for inviting us.
well, I'm very thankful to all of you. So I just wanted to get the word out of the great work that you've done, and under the pressure that you have, and still standing, and all good stuff. And thank you for caring for our loved ones.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you for coming in. Darren Butcher and Terri Jo Hunt from Accura Healthcare in Milford, starting to slightly open things back up for loved ones out there, and there's a sun on the horizon for all of us. We want to thank them for coming in here today, and we thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Pure Fishing in Spirit Lake, Last Touch Painting and Cleaning, providing interior, exterior, house painting, and professional cleaning services in Spirit Lake. Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Attorney Bethany Brands at Brands Law Office in Spirit Lake. Ruthven Locker at the Lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji. The YMCA of the Okobojis is the Bedell Family YMCA, building strong families and strong communities.